So a couple months ago, I received the new Ronbus FX series paddles. These new paddles are featuring a very thin carbon fiber rib structure in between the face and the core of the paddle, which gives them some rather interesting characteristics on the court. So without further ado, let's dig straight into it. The new Ronbus FX series paddles come in at a price of $180, and you can use code STSPickleball to get $20 off, making them just $160. The first thing I noticed out of the box was the swing weight was a bit higher than what I'm used to. I could definitely tell right away these were going to have some power and some plow through for sure. So really what makes the FX series unique is the flexible carbon fiber grid underneath the carbon fiber face layer, which creates longer dwell time and better grab on the ball. This will ultimately generate more power and more spin, and in my experience, more pop. Another thing I noticed about these paddles is that on softer, lower energy shots, it plays more plush, and on higher energy, more intense shots like drives and serves, it plays a bit firmer and has really solid rigidity and a trampoline style effect off the face. These unique properties are definitely coming from that flexible carbon fiber grid underneath the face. Another thing that really sets the FX paddles apart is the air permeable edge grid that was originally found in their Nova series paddles. This thermoforming technology, invented by Ronbus alone, solves the crushed core issue, releasing internal pressure during the unibody thermoforming process, which, put simply, means this paddle won't be core crushing and is extremely durable. The owner of Ronbus actually has a PhD revolving around carbon fiber specifically, so he knows his stuff, and it certainly shows in play. So I was on the phone with the owner of Ronbus for a while the other day, and I asked him how these paddles get so much spin without using a grittier peel ply texture found on a lot of the newer paddles in the space these days. He was telling me that he doesn't believe in the less durable, highly textured faces that wear down quickly. He believes in a lower textured, high quality carbon fiber face that utilizes dwell time to increase spin rather than texture to increase spin, which ultimately will last far longer and will yield higher spin rates over time. It makes sense. I've had these paddles for a couple months, and in my testing they haven't lost much spin at all. I really haven't noticed much drop off, if any, in play. Keep in mind, I am a paddle reviewer, so I am rotating paddles and never really main a paddle for too long, but so far so good with the FX paddles. In the world of ever-evolving cores and increasing power, the FX series really shines. It's a step forward in paddle technology without the drawbacks we're seeing with the Yola paddles and with the new Vatic Pro Oni, core crushing and degrading rather quickly. The FX series is utilizing new tech for more power, more spin, more durability, and all without giving up core integrity. If anything, the owner of Ronbus PICKLEBALL has actually increased the core's integrity with his permeable edge grid technology. So here are the stats for the FX R1. Notable stats are the swing weight of 122, the twist weight of 6.24, and it is an elongated paddle at 16.5 inches in length. Here are the stats for the FX R2. Notable stats are the swing weight of 115, the very solid twist weight of 7.12, and it has a length of 16 inches and is a wide-bodied, more control-centric paddle. And lastly, here are the stats for the FX R3. Notable stats are the swing weight at 123, the twist weight at 6.23, and it is also an elongated paddle at 16.5 inches in length. Alright, let's talk about spin. Previously, I had mentioned that the owner of Ronbus had his own personal theories on spin and spin longevity. So do they actually stack up? They do. They have way more spin than the original Nova series, which averaged closer to 1800-ish RPM between the two. The new FX R1 comes in at a whopping 2280 RPM, the R2 comes in at 2135 RPM, and the R3 comes in at 2246 RPM. These are really solid numbers, and doing this without utilizing extreme grit does seem to give merit to the longevity spin-wise for these paddles. I find that they have a solid grip on the ball for dinks and for rolls and flick shots, and the dwell time does pocket the ball just slightly on drives and serves, which feels super nice. Getting that super nice spinning dip on my shots over the last couple months has been wonderful with the FX paddles, so I have zero complaints spin-wise. The power and pop of the FX series paddles is also legitimately top tier. We have the FX R1 at a 9.4 out of 10 for power and an 8.8 out of 10 for pop, which is very high for an elongated paddle, pop-wise. All three of these paddles have top tier pop, that's for sure. We have the FX R2 at an 8.7 for power and a 9 for pop, and we have the FX R3 at a 9.2 for power and an 8.8 for pop, tying pop-wise with the R1 but coming in with just a touch less power. Power-wise, the R1 is the king for sure. With that higher stock swing weight, it just has a ton of plow through, coupled with this new carbon fiber ribbed structure technology underneath the face. This paddle packs a major punch that will certainly keep your opponents on their back foot. Sweet spot wise, all three of these paddles are above average for sure. Super solid sweet spots as you would expect with the Ronbus paddle. Off-center resets, drops, dinks, and drives all felt fine and didn't have any sort of major drop off to speak of. So for sweet spot rating, we have the FX-R1 at a 9, the FX-R2 at a 9.5, tying it as one of the best sweet spots available of any paddle in the space, and the FX-R3 at a 9.1 with just a slightly better sweet spot than the R1. Lastly, we have control. With the added carbon fiber grid layer underneath the face of the paddle, it does give all three of these paddles a really nice plush feel off the face. So even the elongated versions do rather well in the control category. We have the FX-R1 at an 8.8, the FX-R2 at a 9.5 out of 10, and the FX-R3 at a solid 9 out of 10. The R2 is certainly the control king of the three, with that wide body design making the sweet spot larger and has a really nice plush feel off the face. The R1 and the R3 really have some solid control aspects given how powerful they are on drives and serves. All three of these felt wonderful in dinks, drops, and resets. I put them through hundreds of shots on my Titan ball machine and really enjoyed them in every category of play. If you want to see my review for the best pickleball machine in the space, the Titan ball machine, click here. Definitely consider subscribing for more videos just like this one. Have a freaking wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.